Hello from Charlotte, this is Luke Vargas for Talk Radio News Service, bringing you continuing coverage of the Democratic National Convention for Free Speech TV. Yesterday, things got underway in earnest behind me in the Time Warner Cable Arena, with speakers from Rahm Emanuel to San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro firing up the crowd before Michelle Obama took the stage in prime time. But before the lights went up inside the arena, a number of groups tried to turn the spotlight on them. Setting up shop within the NASCAR Museum downtown, the Republican Party has constructed a war room in an attempt to put out a message of their own during the week the Democrats have home field advantage. At a press conference featuring prominent surrogates for Mitt Romney, the party distributed what it called Obama Isn't Working swag bags, inside which were a handful of items that made light of the Romney campaign's primary lines of attack against the president. Okay, inside the Republican swag bag entitled Obama Isn't Working, there are 3 items. First is a box of Legos entitled You Didn't Build That. The Republican Party saying that reporters should go and build this Lego tractor and then take credit for what they have created. The second is a box of tissues that is branded "Breaking Up is Hard to Do" for all those Democrats who voted for Obama last time but are so disheartened now that they'll need to wipe away their tears with something. And third is a top secret memo and for Obama's second-term agenda, and in each partition of the memo, from debt and entitlements to jobs to foreign policy, there's nothing. The Republicans here in Charlotte alleging that the Democrats are rhetoric and that their policy just falls short. Getting members of the media into that press conference wasn't so easy, though, as a gathering of Occupy protesters took over the intersection directly outside the museum, disrupting pedestrian traffic for a number of hours.
I feel sick to my stomach because Obama is sending drone attacks to kill innocent people.
Although the protests drew a strong police reception, it also closed off access to the so-called free speech zone, where New Mexico Governor and Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson was forging ahead with plans to hold a rally in favor of marijuana legalization, despite the driving rain. Across town, another group, this time a Democratic one called LDS Democrats, held a gathering of its own to highlight progressive figures within the Mormon faith. In attendance was Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, a soft-spoken figure but a prominent figure within the faith no less.
Ladies and gentlemen, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid.
Reid reminded attendees of the long-standing ties between Mormons and the Democratic Party, an especially important theme when 2 Mormon Republicans, Mitt Romney and Jon Huntsman, have captured the public's attention.
Because as I was growing up in politics in Nevada, the state was filled with Democratic politicians.
Known as a serious figure, Reid also encouraged the gathered crowd to join in song.
I was hoping that Crystal would sing us a song, but she didn't do it.
Sure.
I'll do a little short one. Come here.
Have I done any good in the world today? Have I helped anyone in need?
After the event, Robert Tabor, the leader of the online group Mormons for Obama, voiced his enthusiasm about building support for Democrats within the Mormon community.
As many people know, Mormons are very good at knocking on people's doors and talking to them. And so getting those energized sort of super volunteers into the OFA, to the Obama for America infrastructure, to volunteer, to canvass, to register voters, is a place where we can have real impact.
Come convention time, the Democrats featured a program literally filled with color. Introduced by Nancy Pelosi, a group of House Democratic women made their way on stage, and taking turns at the podium, they repeatedly brought the crowd to its feet.
When my Republican colleagues held a hearing about birth control and refused to include one single woman on the first panel as a witness to speak for the concerns of women, I asked, where are the women? Where are the women? Where are the women?
Later in the night, Mayors Julian Castro and his brother Joaquin introduced themselves to a national audience for the first time. And later, First Lady Michelle Obama made a passionate case for her husband's re-election. Wednesday morning, at a gathering of the Latino caucus, she also made a surprise appearance and was welcomed with open arms.
I think it's great. It shows that she really cares about the Hispanic community, and she's really making an effort, and we have to have her back and President Obama's back.
The convention continues tonight with speeches from former President Bill Clinton and Massachusetts Senate candidate Elizabeth Warren. This has been Luke Vargas for Free Speech TV, bringing you continuing coverage of the Democratic National Convention in Charlotte.